After my wife cheated on me, I gave her another shot, but under strict conditions. It's been a year since then, and now I'm left wondering if I should ease up on the rules, or accept that the trust is forever broken and move on. A close friend of mine bluntly told me that if I can't trust her, I should just divorce her. Her words have lingered in my mind. I'm 30, she's 31, and we've been together for 5 years. Last year, she cheated with a guy in her friend group during one of her nights out. Normally, she'd returned home around midnight after these outings, but that night she showed up at 5 a.m., drunk and barely able to speak. Over the next few days, she hardly interacted with me, which only intensified my anxiety. Eventually, after persistently asking her what was wrong, she admitted to the affair. I was devastated. I had always been uneasy with how often she went out drinking and clubbing, especially with him around. I didn't have concrete reasons to distrust her before, but that night shattered my sense of security. I packed a bag and left immediately. She begged me to stay, but I needed space. After a few days of staying at a friend's place, I agreed to talk. She apologized, saying it would never happen again, and that she was willing to do whatever it took to fix things. I made it clear this was my final chance, and set certain conditions. She had to cut ties with the man she cheated with. I had the right to access her phone or computer whenever I wished. She couldn't go to bars or clubs without me. She agreed to everything. She ended up distancing herself from her entire friend group, as most of them were still close to the guy. I never asked her to do that, but she explained that it was hard to keep seeing them knowing he was still part of the picture. I've never actually checked her phone or computer, and I've made an effort to join her when she goes out, even though bars and clubs have never been my thing. But despite all the efforts, things feel different now. Our connection isn't what it used to be. I've thought about relaxing the rules, but I can't seem to shake the painful memory of her betrayal. I confided in a friend about my feelings, and they told me in no uncertain terms that if I can't trust her, I should divorce her. That advice has stayed with me. I still love her, but I'm not happy. She claims she's happy with me, but I can sense she's not as vibrant as she once was. I've thought about it more since then. To clarify, before the infidelity, our relationship was great. We shared a love for outdoor activities, camping, hiking, climbing, and regularly took trips both locally and abroad. Our date nights were frequent, and our intimacy was healthy. The only tension between us was her fondness for bars and clubs, which I never quite shared. I never told her to sever ties with her entire friend group. I only asked her to cut off the guy she had cheated with. However, because her friends stayed loyal to him, she found herself distanced from them. Recently, she told me that they've been criticizing her for refusing to see him again, excusing his actions as just the way he is. Now our relationship feels hollow. We've gone on a few hikes and dates, but nothing like before. It's nowhere near the regular connection we once had. And despite all this, I'm still left with the nagging question. Should I hold on, or is it time to let go? Life between us has all but faded. She's tried reaching out, but I rarely respond the way she hopes. We had another conversation recently, and she expressed that she still wants to be with me and is willing to continue abiding by my conditions, but she doesn't feel like she has the right to ask for anything anymore. She owns up to her mistake and the pain it caused. I suggested couples therapy, and she agreed immediately. I'm willing to give it a shot, not because I believe there's hope left, but because she's been living under my conditions for a year now. Even so, deep down, I don't think I'll ever fully trust her again. If therapy doesn't help, I know I'll have to walk away. A comment on one of my previous posts made me think. Someone asked if I ever found out why she cheated. Honestly, I hadn't asked, but now I plan to bring it up in therapy. 3 months later, we've made some progress. Therapy hasn't been easy, and it took some time to find a counselor who worked for both of us. We've had some tough, eye-opening conversations. When I finally asked her why she cheated, she told me the truth. It wasn't some deep emotional affair. She was curious. One of her friends had slept with the guy and talked about it. My wife, after drinking, gave in to that curiosity. As soon as she sobered up, she regretted it. In therapy, I began to realize something important. The conditions I set weren't just about rebuilding trust. They were also about punishing her. I confessed in one of our sessions. You made my worst fear a reality. You cheated with the one guy I always worried about. After many sessions, I reached a painful conclusion. I couldn't trust her again, no matter how much I wanted to. That realization became a turning point for us. We've decided to divorce. We're both financially stable, and there's no property or children to consider. It feels like our relationship ended long before we finally made the decision. Now we're simply in the process of finalizing everything.